Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Leah and most of my videos are focused on unsolved crimes and mysteries. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So I finally arrived in Denmark and got settled in my new apartment. And the last few days I've been trying to build a studio, but I'm telling you, it's not easy. This apartment is so small that if I do a 360, I can see my whole house. But it's only temporary until I get the house with a garden that I really want, but I have to wait because there's a waiting list. So until then, this is what I have to work with. And I just want to let you know really quick that behind these curtains, there's a highway. So if you hear trucks, motorbikes, cars, people walking by talking, please just try to ignore them and focus on me, because it's a public road and it's probably gonna make a lot of background noise, but it's not my fault. Today we're gonna be talking about the Diddy trial. I wanna let you know right now, this is not a clickbait video, it's not an AI video, it's not gonna be a deep dive into the Diddy trial. I was just watching the trial. I heard some things, I saw some things that made me wanna scratch the surface and do a little bit of digging. And before I knew it, I had enough material for a video, so that's what I'm doing today. I'm just gonna show you everything that I found, and I would really love to hear in the comment section down below what you think, because I think I'm onto something and it's completely crazy. We're going to be talking very briefly about Diddy's father, Melvin, because it was said that his unaliving was unsolved and nobody really knows who unalived him. But then I saw an interview with Frank Lucas, who was the biggest mobster and gangster back in the day. He actually said in an interview that he knows who unalived Melvin. And speaking of Harlem, I have a story that I'm going to share with you by the end of this video. I was in Harlem the year after the Twin Towers, they fell. In my 20s, I had a boyfriend who was a hardcore biker. Believe it or not, I actually used to be kind of a biker chick. He always dreamt about going to New York, so for Christmas, I gave him a 5-day holiday for 2 people so we would celebrate New Year's on Times Square. And I have always been very adventurous and I love action, and I like crazy things. I like that adrenaline rush. I don't want to be scared of anything. I want to conquer my fears. Do you know what I mean? So I booked, I can't believe I'm saying this. I booked a hotel in Harlem. I watched all the videos, the footage. I read a lot of things about all those people with bandanas and big gold chains sitting with their boom blasters in the alleys. Their cars bouncing up and down, just listening to music, partying, just hanging out. And I was like, oh my God, I really want to be there. I want to get to know these people. I want to party with them. I don't know what I was thinking, because I can guarantee you that the people in Harlem, they definitely didn't agree with me. Even the taxi driver said to us, "Are you sure you want to go there?" And I was like, "Can everybody just calm down? Let's just go, it's fine." We arrived to the hotel and we went outside. I think we were in Harlem for maybe 20 or 30 minutes. And I was thrown into the back of a taxi and we left. I have one picture from Harlem and it was taken through a window from the taxi as we were leaving. It was insane. And I can tell you, in 5 days, I was almost unalived once. And I was almost, I think someone tried to kidnap me. It's insane. In 5 days I was almost unalived and kidnapped. That's just crazy. But it's an insane story. I'm gonna tell you all about it by the end of this video. But another thing we're also gonna be talking about is that, you know, serial killers, they like to display their victims. They like mocking their victims. They record them. They take pictures of them. They take souvenirs from them. They do a lot of things with their victims. And I found some footage that I never ever heard anyone talk about before. But you do need to put two and two together and be able to think outside the box and really study the way Diddy is working. Because we are talking celebrities. We are talking Michael Jackson. We are talking Prince. I have some things I want to share with you about Whitney Houston. There's Brittany Murphy. There's Aaron Carter. And there's just a lot of celebrities. And another thing I find very odd is that most of these celebrities, the cause of death was actually the same in most of the cases. It's very strange. And what's even more strange is that the medical examiner was the same person as well. How is this even possible? But before we start the video, I want to remind everyone that Diddy is still innocent until proven guilty. So everything I say in this video is alleged because there's actually not any proof. I want you to watch this and please let me know in the comment section down below what you think. So if you're ready, let's do this. I think we should start with Melvin Combs. It was said that his unaliving was unsolved and nobody really knows who unalived him with a pew-pew in his car. I saw an interview with Frank Lucas, the biggest mobster and gangster in Harlem back in the day. He said that he did a lot of business, illegal business with Melvin Combs. And he was very shocked when he found out that Melvin Combs was unalived by a pew-pew in his car. But he also said that he was happy that the man who did this, he got what he got. So that's telling me that Frank Lucas, he knew exactly who unalived Melvin Combs.
Me and Melvin Combs were good friends. We did a lot of business together. Of course, it was not a legal business, but we did a lot of business together. And I was sorry to see what happened to him. That shocked the hell out of me. And the guy who did it, I'm glad he got what he got. Okay, so.
And I know Melvin used to come to your club, the turntable, a lot.
Yes, he did. He come there all the time. Melvin was like a lady man. He come there all the time. He come to my club all the time. Yes, he did.
Can you say the name of your club?
The Lord Price Turntable, 52nd and Broadway.
And the last thing I found very interesting about Frank Lucas is that this interview was recorded in 2015. He said that he had just had a meeting with Diddy 1 year prior to this interview, so that would have been in 2014. He said that Diddy, he wanted to know something about his father. And first I was thinking he probably wanted to learn about his life, what kind of person he was, and so on. Do you know what I mean? But then Frank Lucas said that he didn't seem interested in his father's life at all. It seemed like it was just another thing. And that's all he said. So I'm thinking, if Diddy went to see Frank Lucas, the biggest mobster who was working with his dad back in the day, he was not interested in learning about his father's life. He was not interested in learning about anything about his father. So why did Diddy go to see Frank Lucas?
I met Sean Combs. I met him when he was a little boy. He used to come over to my house. His daddy used to bring him over my house. He used to come see me on various businesses, and he used to bring him over my house from time to time. But I met Sean about a year ago. It's been a little better than a year ago. He heard I know the father. He wanted me to tell him about the father, so I come over there and I told him something about the father, but I didn't give him the whole story because it impressed me. He just asked me casual, and I told him casual, but if it impressed me, I would have told him the whole story.
About his dad.
Yeah, well, all I know, but I didn't do that because it impressed him. If he act like it really wanted to know, he act like it was just another thing, so I had to go.
Right, and you knew him as Sean Combs, not as Puffy or P. Diddy, right?
No, I know Melvin's son. I didn't know his name. I know Melvin's son. I didn't know his name.
The question to me is, this man who unalived Melvin Combs, he obviously got what he got, but when did he get that? Was it back in the day after Melvin Combs was unalived and Frank Lucas took care of this problem? Or did Diddy go to see Frank Lucas to find out who unalived his father and he took care of the problem? I don't know. And the other thing is, we all know that Diddy, he wants to be center of attention. He wanna be the most important person in the room. Frank Lucas was a huge mobster and gangster, and people still remember him. He is not with us anymore. He is not in this world anymore, but people still remember him and remember everything about him. Is it possible that Diddy wanted to take his place and become even greater than Frank Lucas? Because look at this. Then I want to talk about Diddy mocking his alleged victims. I can't be sure about this. It could be a coincidence, but I find it very strange. I think it's so strange. I found an image of Diddy and Cassie arriving at the Met Gala, and Diddy is wearing a white suit. Can you please pay attention to his hands? We all know that Michael Jackson, he very often performed with one white glove on his hand. Never two, only one. His iconic white glove. Look at Diddy's hands. Diddy is arriving at the Met Gala in a white suit and only one white glove. Don't you find that strange? And if you pay attention to Cassie's ears, I am not blaming Cassie for anything, because if there's something in this and it's not a coincidence, Diddy probably put her up to it. It could be absolutely nothing. It could be a coincidence. But take a look at the earpieces or earrings that Cassie is wearing, and then look at the earrings on Whitney Houston. I don't know, it just raises some red flags for me. Then there's a video that's even worse. Diddy made a video of himself wearing a wig, and he was wearing a black shirt. I don't know what it's called in English. Is it a laced shirt? A black laced shirt and this long head wig. Everybody was talking about him imitating his mother. But that look on Diddy reminded me of someone completely different. Prince. Take a look at these images of Prince wearing a black laced shirt and look at the hair. Is it a coincidence, or is Diddy mocking his victims? Sorry, his alleged victims. Don't you think it's strange?